Student, today we are going to start the next unit, that is the fourth unit, anatomy. So in anatomy, first we are going to study the structure of monocot stem. The internal structure of monocot stem is having the epidermis, cortex and stele. Cortex may be well developed and sharply marked off from the stele or may be quite narrow. In structure and arrangement of vascular bundle of monocot stem differ from dicot stem. Basically, we already studied that if you have take the section of any stem, we easily find out the three layer structure, that is the epidermis, cortex and stele region. So first we are going to discuss about the epidermal region. Epidermal region, which is the outermost region, these epidermal cell, it is single layered, which are compactly arranged with outer wall is made up of cuticle, or it is known as cuticularized epidermal wall. Epidermal hair is altogether absent in zea and asparagus, but few stomatal structures of monocot stem of Triticum aestivum is present. So, in ground tissue, this is just below the epidermal layer. Here, no differentiation between the epidermis, cortex and stele. So, the next to the epidermal layer, there is the total. This is the ground tissue. With the ground tissue, which is definite or well defined cortex is absent. Just beneath the epidermis, the few layer of parenchyma or sclerenchymatous patches is present, which are present into the asparagus. But in mate stem, there is a small patches of cholenchymatous cell is present in mate stem. These small cholenchymatous patches are present in between the sclerenchymatous cell. So, these 3 to 4 layer structure just below the epidermis, it is known as the hypodermal region. It is known as hypodermal region. The parenchyma contain the chloroplast in the asparagus. The complete middle portion of the stem consists of parenchymatous tissue. It is not differentiated into the cortex, endodermis, pericycle and pith region. The large number of vascular bundles are scattered into the ground tissue. Here, in monocot stem, there is no definite stele because here the endodermis and pericyclic region is totally absent. The vascular bundles are many in numbers and are usually scattered throughout the ground tissue, including the center region, so that there is no pith and pith rays. Sometimes what happened, the center of the stele is free of vascular bundles. This region, this is the central region, but this is in rare case, there is free of vascular bundles. It means that this free region of vascular bundle which occupied by the parenchymatous cells, which dry up and disappear at an early stage. So what happened, at the result of the hollow stem is formed, as in most of the grasses is the example of the hollow stem, that is Avena sativa. The next is that the vascular bundles. The vascular bundle consists of xylem towards the center region and phloem towards the periphery. In between that xylem and phloem region, there is no vascular cambium. Hence, the vascular cambium are absent in between the xylem and phloem, that is known as the closed type of vascular bundle. And if the vascular cambium is present in between xylem and phloem, that is known as the open type of vascular bundle. But in monocot stem, here the cambium ring is absent. So, this is known as the closed type of vascular bundle. This means monocot stem usually do not have secondary growth. Each vascular bundle is more or less completely surrounded by a sheath of sclerenchyma. Right? This is the sclerenchymatous sheath. So, if this vascular bundle is surrounded by the sclerenchymatous sheath, that is known as the bundle sheath. It is known as the bundle sheath, which is particularly well developed on the side towards the center and towards the periphery stem. The vascular bundle consists of two parts, that is the primary xylem and the secondary primary xylem and primary phloem. In primary xylem, this is the xylem region, these red patches which is known as the xylem region, and this is the phloem region. Usually the xylem is Y-shaped in zymase and asparagus. The bigger vessels of metaxylem and smaller vessels is the protoxylem. So these bigger vessels and the smaller vessels, if we combine, so you just look like a Y-shaped structure of xylem is formed. In between the vessels, small tracheids are also found. Below the protoxylem, this is the protoxylem region, and just below the protoxylem vessels, there is a lysingenous cavity is present. How this lysingenous cavity is formed? So, it due to the breakdown of protoxylem element to form a lysingenous cavity. Around this cavity, or it is also known as the protoxylem lacuna also, around this cavity, the wood parenchyma is present. Now, what about the primary phloem? This primary phloem consists of sieve tube and companion cells. The phloem parenchyma is altogether absent in most of the monocot. The outer phloem, this outer phloem is broken mass, and this broken mass of the outer phloem, it is known as the crushed protophloem. And inner portion, it is known as the metaphloem. So in primary phloem, here the sieve tubes and companion cells are quite conspicuous. So here is all about the monocot